Could Dexter Morgan get Walter White on his table? Now this matchup could go in two directions, but Dexter has all the skills a killer needs. He's very smart, he's skilled in combat, and an expert at stalking, and most importantly, he knows how to cover his tracks. Walter White is also intelligent, perhaps even more so than Dexter, but his strengths lie in strategy and science, not physical combat. He usually relies on guns or indirect methods to eliminate his enemies. If Dexter manages to catch Walter by surprise, Dexter wins easily. But if Walter sees him coming, I would say Walter wins because of all his resources. But overall, I still think Dexter will take the W. Could Dexter Morgan get Ted Bundy on his table? So Ted Bundy is a notorious serial killer who murdered over 30 women in the 1970s. Bundy's charm, intelligence, and ability to evade capture among with his gruesome crimes would make him a challenging and worthy adversary. If Bundy existed in Dexter's world, he would be the main antagonist that would last an entire season, with Dexter investigating a string of brutal murders while Miami Metro struggles to catch up. Bundy's manipulative nature would keep authorities at bay, but Dexter's sharp instincts and obsessive focus would lead him to uncover Bundy's carefully hidden secrets. The season would end with Ted Bundy on his table and performing his signature ritual. Could Dexter Morgan get Jack the Ripper on his table? Despite the fact that Jack has never been caught, I'd argue it wouldn't be as hard as it seems. Dexter is known for tracking down killers that law enforcement fails to catch, sometimes even before they're on the authorities' radar. Nearly every major antagonist in Dexter is a testament to his ability to outsmart both the criminals and the police. Also, given modern technology and advancements in forensic science since the 1800s, Dexter would have tools at his disposal that detectives in Jack's time could only dream of. DNA analysis, surveillance systems, and internet tracking would significantly narrow the gap. With enough time, Dexter gets them on his table, no diff. Could Dexter get Anton on his table? Now, Anton is the embodiment of pure evil, and some people like to call him the human Terminator. He is a man with no feelings, no emotions, and no weaknesses to exploit. He has no regard for protecting his identity and will go to any lengths to achieve his goals. Dexter, on the other hand, operates with a moral code, has a reputation to protect, and loved ones he wants to keep safe. Now, I think Dexter maybe will win in hand-to-hand combat, but Anton's arsenal of weapons make it unlikely that he'd ever allow the fight to become that personal. Given Anton's tactical advantage and lack of concern for collateral damage, it's hard to see Dexter walking away victorious in this matchup. Could Dexter Morgan get Barry Berkman on his table? Now, Barry is no ordinary target. He's a professional hitman with a military background, having served in Afghanistan before being discharged for killing an innocent person. But besides that, Barry has the experience, precision, and mental acuity to take down high-value targets, and he's known for both his ruthlessness and his psychological manipulation skills.
No, the whole point is to isolate her and make her feel like she's going insane, like replace her dog with a slightly different dog, or, basic stuff. Most of it I learned in the military.
Dexter, on the other hand, is expert in forensics, works within law enforcement, and has years of experience tracking down killers. And also he has martial arts skills, which helps him in close combat. While Dexter is more methodical, Barry's combat experience and unpredictability might make him a tougher opponent to corner. In close combat, I'm giving Barry the W. That's why I think Dexter would have to be really sneaky if he wanted to get Barry on his table. Could Dexter Morgan get William Afton on his table? William Afton, also known as the Purple Guy or Springtrap, is the owner of Afton Robotics and co-founder and owner of Fazbear Entertainment. Afton is a serial killer responsible both directly and indirectly for nearly every tragedy in the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. His human appearance is largely unknown, seen only vaguely in the series' minigames. If Dexter were to uncover William's secret and piece together his horrific crimes, it would be an incredible feat. But even then, facing Springtrap, a near indestructible animatronic enhanced version of William, would likely be more than Dexter could even handle. With Springtrap's inhuman durability and terrifying strength, it's hard to imagine Dexter defeating him to get him on his table. Could Dexter Morgan get Light Yagami on his table? Now, both Dexter and Light share a twisted sense of justice. They believe in eliminating those they deem unworthy. However, Light would fit Dexter's code as he has crossed a line by killing innocent people, like FBI agent Ray Benber. In Death Note, the genius detective L comes very close to exposing Light, but ultimately fails. Despite being arguably smarter and more methodical than Dexter, Dexter, on the other hand, has an advantage that L lacks. He deeply understands the mind of a killer because he is one. However, to put Light on his table, Dexter would first have to prove beyond doubt that Light is Kyra, and that is very hard, and that would ultimately prevent Dexter from getting light on his table. Could Dexter Morgan get Michael Myers on his table? Now, Michael is a man who has survived 6 shots from the Smith & Wesson Model 15-3, fallen from his second-story height of 10 to 12 feet, and walked away moments later as if nothing has happened. And also, let's not forget that Michael Myers survived the mob. Literally the entire neighborhood armed with knives, bats, guns, and just about everything else they could throw at him, and he still walked away. If even that can't slow him down, it's hard to imagine Dexter's needle doing the trick at all. But some might argue, but Laurie Strode outsmarts Michael, why can't Dexter? Well, first of all, plot armor, and second of all, don't underestimate Laurie Strode. Michael Myers isn't just a man, he's the embodiment of pure evil, a supernatural entity that defies logic and mortality. Trust me, I'm a big Dexter fanboy, and Dexter is very brilliant and meticulous. But Michael Myers operates beyond the realm of reason, so no, Dexter cannot get him on his table. Could Dexter Morgan get Chucky on his table? Now, this is an interesting matchup. Chucky, being nearly immortal, can endure a lot of damage and even return from apparent death by transferring his soul into other dolls. However, he feels pain like a human and can be temporarily stopped. Like when he was shot in the heart in the first movie of Child's Play. While Chucky ultimately came back, this vulnerability gives Dexter an opening. Chucky's strength might match that of a grown adult, but Dexter's combat skills and methodical nature would likely neutralize that advantage. Dexter's precision and planning would make it almost inevitable for him to get Chucky on his table. It'll also be a really hard match though, because Chucky is small and slippery, but in the end, bro, I think Dexter can handle it.